Hello, it's Bobi, aka Paginator, and I am sitting in a different location than normal. So today is the start of a vlog. I am going to do a little self-care journey. I have been stressing out a lot about a lot of things, mostly to do with my job, and a friend of mine told me about a a self-care weekend that she gave herself recently, and I thought, you know what? I want to do that for myself, so I kind of like spontaneously decided that I'm gonna do a little trip. Now that when I say little, I mean little. This place that I'm going to is not that far away. I'm going to a city called Layton, Utah. It is about an hour and 45-minute drive away. Even though it's not that far, I'm staying the night because I found a really good deal on a hotel room that has a spa tub and a king-size bed. So we're gonna go. And I say we, I mean you and me. You're coming with me as the vlog. We're also going to do a little book shopping game. Now in the past when I've done a book shopping game, I've like used a TBR game to pick some prompts for me to read. This time I used my friends. I reached out to 4 of my friends and said, hey, I want to do this game. Can you give me a challenge of some kind of book to find to buy? I don't know how this is going to work or not. So I started with my friend Andrea. She's always telling me that I am a book rescuer because I save books from being stuck forever at the bookstore. So she challenged me to buy a book that has something to do with a rescue of some kind. Then my friend Janelle, who's one of my very best bookish friends, she suggested a fairy tale retelling or a dystopian. And she's like, but get good ones. Well, I'll try. I'll try really hard. Now, dystopians aren't being published as frequently as they were a few years ago, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to find one or not, but I'm pretty sure I can find a fairy tale retelling. So I'll get one or the other of those, or try to anyway. Now my friend Tori, she had a bunch of different ideas, so I don't know, I'm probably not going to get all of these things. I'm going to try to get at least one of her suggestions. She suggested either something that's geared toward 3rd or 4th graders, because I'm on the library committee at our school and she's a librarian there, so we always need more good suggestions for that age group of kids. She also suggested something dystopian, and her last suggestion was something with a secret identity. So we'll see what I can find there. I'm going to stick to the middle grade section for looking for her books specifically. And then the last person I reached out to was Janie over at the Crafting Bookworm. And she said, I'm going to have to think about that. And then she hasn't got back to me yet at this point in filming. So if she gets back to me, great. We'll add her prompts into the mix. If not, it's fine. She's a busy lady. So yeah, I think the next time I check in with you will be when I get down to Layton and the hotel. We'll check it out and see what we think of that. Yay. All right, we're just coming into the hotel room. Bathroom here. Where is the jet tub? Oh, here it is. Oh, that looks heavenly. And I can set up the TV and like face the jet tub if I wanted to watch a movie or TV or something. Lovely bed. There's a little microwave and fridge thing. Here's a look outside. So ugly winter landscape. And there's part of Layton. Okay, so this is a lovely hotel room. I'm very excited that I got the big jet tub and stuff. That's gonna be so much fun. I'm not gonna like hang here all night because it's just like 4:30 in the afternoon right now. So I think I want to do some thrifting today and then maybe do the book shopping tomorrow. There are a few thrift stores around here, so I might go do that and just see if there's anything I can use for junk journaling. And I guess we'll check in with you later. Hey guys, sorry I'm like so up close, but I didn't bring a stand for this camera, so we're just holding it. I'm just holding it. Anyway, I went thrifting. I went to Savers, the Desert Industries, and Goodwill, and got a few journaling supplies. I'm not going to show them in this haul because a lot of them are for Janie's journal for our swap, and she's not allowed to know what the theme is until she gets it. So yeah, I'm just sitting here working a little bit in my Chinese New Year junk journal, writing down a few things. I've ordered some dinner from Mobetta's. It's just Hawaiian food. I'm very excited about that. And then I'm going to be taking a bath in the giant tub that's behind me. I mean, I know I showed it to you before, but seriously, it's massive. I am so excited about that. I have a couple of bath bombs I'm going to toss in there. I have a hibiscus and coconut that I'm going to throw in there. I think that will be a good combination. Anyway, after that, I'm currently read in the bath. I've been reading What the River Knows by Isabella Banez. And I really have enjoyed it so far. I am getting really annoyed at the uncle character because he's being a total jerk to our protagonist, Inez. But I have a feeling he's going to come around at some point in the end. Anyway, that's going to be it for now. I probably won't check in again until tomorrow. Maybe I'll do a little shot of the bathtub if it looks cool with the bath bombs in it and stuff. But other than that, I'll probably see you next in the morning. Apparently the colors of bath bomb I selected made this look like someone's had an accident. Good morning. It is obviously the next day. I've had my hotel breakfast, which is actually really good. Like, they made actual bacon, not like that thin, like tiny, like crap that most hotels do. And they had some nice scrambled eggs that didn't taste like rubber, some really yummy orange juice, and like this fruit cup with like blackberries in it. Was amazing. Anyway, we're going to, Barnes & Noble isn't quite open yet, so I'm going to maybe go, like, browse around a couple just different stores. I didn't feel like sitting in the hotel room any longer. I thought I'd just do a little browse around shopping time. I just turned on an audiobook on my iPad. It's Matthew Perry's autobiography, and he's narrating it, and it opens with, like, him saying his name, introducing himself, and he's saying, "I should be dead, and you can in fact consider this as a message from the beyond." And like, oh my gosh, that just makes me so sad. Definitely someone that died well before they should have. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna give this a little listen, do a little shop around, and then we'll go to Barnes & Noble in a little bit, so we'll see you there. Hi there, I'm back in my house. As you can see, there's Sheldon and his little ghosty friend and, you know, my library. So I bought books, and I don't know if I filled all of my friends' prompts or not. I never did hear back from Janie. I think she forgot. She has her grandson all the time and stuff, so she's probably just like busy and got going and stuff. Anyway, so I'll show you my Barnes & Noble haul in a second. On the way home, I stopped at a Walmart to get some things, and I just cruised past the book section, and this book called out to me and wouldn't let me leave it there. So we also have this one. It is Delicious Monsters by Lizelle Sambury, and it says, Daisy sees dead people, something impossible to forget in bustling, ghost-packed Toronto. She usually manages to deal with her unwanted ability, but she's completely unprepared to be dumped by her boyfriend. So when her mother inherits a secluded mansion in northern Ontario where she spent her childhood summers, Daisy jumps at the chance to escape. But the house is nothing like Daisy expects, and she begins to realize that her experience with the supernatural might be no match for her mother's secrets nor what lurks within these walls. A decade later, Brittany is desperate to get out from under the thumb of her abusive mother, a best-selling author who claims her stay at Miracle Mansion allowed her to see the error of her ways. But Brittany knows that nothing's but a sham. That it's nothing but a sham. That's weird. That's worded strangely. Okay. She decides the new season of her popular haunted web series will uncover what happened to the young black girl in the mansion 10 years prior and finally expose her mother's lies. But as she gets more wrapped up in the investigation, she'll have to decide if she can only bring one story to light, which one matters most, Daisy's or her own. So, I mean, not my usual thing, but like I said, it just stuck with me, and I had to take it home with me. So there we go. I have been continuing to listen to the Matthew Perry audiobook. So I started it this morning before leaving Layton, and I'm at 78% now. I've got less than 2 hours left on the audiobook, and I always listen at double speed. So really an hour left to listen. It's been really fascinating. It's been wonderful to hear his voice, and every time he talks about relapsing and stuff, it makes me want to go, Matt, no, stop, no, don't do this. But, I don't know. It's such a hard thing. I have family members and stuff who have gone through substance abuse, and I like listening to Matthew Perry's voice and knowing that he's gone now. It's just, it's sad. Okay, let's get to the Barnes & Noble haul. And yeah, you guys are probably thinking, girl, you do not need any more books. I know, it's a problem. It's a disease, I readily admit it. See, thinking of diseases, I probably am addicted to buying books. All right, we're going to start with these two, which I kind of picked up just kind of on a whim. At the last minute, I was thinking, okay, calculating how much I had left in what I had earmarked for this trip, and thinking, Jennifer Lynn Barnes, I want to read more stuff from her. So we have Little White Lies and Deadly Little Scandals. I think this first and then this. And it is about Sawyer Taft. She, in the first book, is 18. She's an auto mechanic, and her estranged grandmother shows up at her apartment door and offers Sawyer a 6-figure contract to participate in a debutante season. And she's got this mystery of who her father is, her father's identity, that she wants to solve. And so she's thinking that going through this debutante season could help solve this mystery. She goes for it and knows that she's going to have to deal with makeovers and the big dresses and all that stuff. And she ends up befriending a group of debutante girls and learns that her family is not the only mainstay of high society with skeletons in their closet. We probably already could have guessed that. But, there's going to be secrets and all kinds of things. So that is Little White Lies. And then this one is the sequel, Deadly Little Scandals. So it's also going to be following Sawyer Taft. And I'm not going to even read the back of it to myself because I don't even want to spoil myself. But there you go. This next one was one that just looked darling. It is called Rosewood, A Midsummer Meet Cute. And it is by Sayantani Dasgupta. Let's see, I'm going to read this one. It says, Ella Doss is the sensible one. She's the older sister who held everything together after her father died, who does everything to protect her younger sister, Malika. She has already set aside her passion for theater and plans to enter college pre-law, but when Malika begs Ella to attend Regency camp hosted by the producers of Rosewood, Ella can't refuse her. She's unable to imagine being potentially scouted for the hit murder mystery Regency drama, as the invite says, and resigns herself to keeping an eye on Malika as she has her fun. This is giving very much Eleanor and Marianne from Sense and Sensibility vibes, and I mean, it's not a fairy tale retelling, obviously, but I'm guessing that it's going to be a Sense and Sensibility retelling. Let's keep reading here. It says, Interstage left Rahul Lee, a Shakespearean and Austen lover who brings out Ayla's fun-loving side and has her thinking that maybe, just maybe, she shouldn't give up on acting quite yet. Between the drama and antics of the camp and trying to figure out her feelings for Rahul, Ayla's heart and head have never felt more divided. Will Ayla's sensibility win out, or will she take a chance and follow her passion? Oh yeah, it does say this is a retelling of Sense and Sensibility. Oh, good job, my brain. This next book I picked purely because it has a fantastic, fabulous title and it just looks fun. Also, I've read from this author before and really enjoyed. So, this is Riley Weaver Needs a Date to the Gay Butante Ball by Jason June. Doesn't that just look fun? The Gay Butante Ball. Alright, let's read this one. Femme gay teen podcaster Riley Weaver has made it to junior year, which means he can finally apply for membership to the Gay Butante Society, the LGBTQ plus organization that has launched dozens of queer teens' careers in pop culture, arts, and activism. The process to get into this society is a marathon of charity events, parties, and general gay chaos, culminating in the annual Gay Butante Ball. The one requirement for the ball, a date. Then Riley overhears a superstar athlete Skylar say that gay guys just aren't interested in femme guys, or else they wouldn't be gay. What? Riley confronts Skylar and makes a bet to prove him wrong. Riley must find a masked date by the time of the ball or he'll drop out of the society entirely. Riley decides to document the trials and tribulations of dating while femme in a brand new podcast. Can Riley find a fella to fall for in time, or will this be one massive and publicly broadcast femme failure? Oh, this just seems fun. This is an author it is Tempest of Tea by Hafsa Faisal. I loved her duology, the We Hunt the Flame. It was really wonderful. This one is quite different. Let's see. It says, why save the world when you can have tea? On the streets of White Roaring, Arthi Casimir is a criminal mastermind and collector of secrets. Her prestigious tea room transforms into an illegal bloodhouse by night, catering to the vampires feared by society. But when her establishment is threatened, Arthi is forced to strike an unlikely deal with an alluring adversary to save it, and she can't do the job alone. Calling on some of the city's most skilled outcasts, Arthi hatches a plan to infiltrate the sinister, glittering vampire society known as the Ethereum. But not everyone in her ragtag crew is on her side, and as the truth behind the heist unfolds, Arthi finds herself in the midst of a conspiracy that will threaten the world as she knows it. So, in that first duology that I read of this author is like magical forests and like lots of strange magical things. Here we have tea and vampires. And the last YA book that I have is Powerless by Lauren Roberts. Now, I was trying to find some kind of fairy tale retelling or a dystopian for my friend Janelle's prompt, and I couldn't really find either one. It's, as I said early in the video, dystopians aren't like really being published all that much anymore in the way that we think of, like the Hunger Games, Scythe, all those things. It's just not as much of a thing now. And then fairy tale retellings, you know, they are out there, but I couldn't find that one that was like glaringly obvious, this is a fairy tale retelling. There were a couple that I had written down as kind of like possibilities, and of course Barnes & Noble didn't have those ones in stock. There was one that I was really interested in. They had the second book in the series, but not the first. Anyway, what I ended up getting was Powerless, as I said, and this one kind of felt like it could be an interesting mixture of fairy tale and dystopian with the way that this seems set up. So let's read this. It says, only the extraordinary belong in the kingdom of Ilya, the exceptional, the elites. The elites have possessed powers for decades gifted to them by the plague, while those born ordinary are just that, banished from the kingdom of Ilia and shunned from society. No one knows this better than Peyton Gray, an ordinary posing as a psychic to blend in with the elites. But when she unwittingly saves one of Ilia's princes, Kai Azar, she's thrown into the purging trials, a brutal competition showcasing the elite's powers. If the trials and the opponents within them don't kill her, the prince she's fighting feelings for will if he discovers what Peyton is, completely ordinary. So it leans more dystopian to me, like in that we have this regimented society, rules, etc., and we have someone coming in to subvert that undercover. We also have a competition stuff, but then it also is giving me a little bit more like fantasy with like the magical part of it, I guess. The powers that they have. I just looked up at my shelf and I have this bookmark that's on display that has a picture of Sam Hewen on it, and it says happy reading Sassenach, and I just looked up and saw him and I was like, oh, just made me smile. Do you want to see the bookmark? Oh, look at him. He's beautiful. So I do have 6 middle grade books that I got. We'll start with this one. This is the sequel to The Remarkable Journey of Coyote Sunrise, which I absolutely adored. There's a picture of that book right there on the back. The first book is about a girl named Coyote who travels and lives on this converted school bus with her dad. And her mom and sisters were all killed at the same time in this horrible tragedy. And in the first book, they're traveling. Coyote was trying to get her dad to go back to their hometown to save this time capsule that was buried along with her sisters. No, that makes it sound like the time capsule's buried with the bodies of her sisters. She and her sisters buried the time capsule before they died, and the park where they buried it is about to be demolished, so she's trying to convince her dad to go back there. So this is going to be the sequel. Honestly, I don't know exactly what's going on here. Let's see, it says, it's been almost a year since Coyote and her dad left the road behind and settled down in a small Oregon town. Time she spent grieving the loss of her mom and sisters and trying to fit in at school. But just as life is becoming a new version of normal, Coyote discovers a box containing her mom's ashes, and she thinks she might be finally ready to say goodbye. There's going to be another road trip. I'm not going to read the whole thing here. But they have to find where her mom's chosen resting place is, but that the clue to that is hidden in a book that she accidentally sold last year somewhere in the country because they were driving all over the place living in this bus. So it's going to be another road trip to try to track down that book and find the resting place and be able to put her mom's ashes there. As I said, I really love the first one. I'm so excited to read this one, and I hope that it lives up to how much I love the first one. Otherwise, I'm going to be terribly crushed. This also is kind of secretly like keeping my friend Janelle in mind because she also loved the first one so much, so I'll definitely be sharing this with her after I read it. You can bet I'm going to be zooming it on into her classroom for her to read. As you know, in Barnes & Noble, they have different display tables in addition to the bookshelves, and they had a bunch of middle grades on the buy one, get one 50% off table, and I found 2 that looked interesting. Now, my friend Tori asked for books that could be geared to 3rd and 4th graders, and I feel like middle grade is perfect for that. I know what she's thinking of, and she didn't explicitly say this when she messaged me, but I know that she's looking for specifically books that 3rd or 4th graders could read that are higher level, that would still be appropriate for a 3rd or 4th grader kid to read. Middle grade is perfect for that. You don't have like the sexy times or lots of cussing like in YA books, but you still have like slightly older characters than who they are, and like a little bit bigger books, that kind of thing. So I'm counting all the middle grade books as fitting the prompt for Tori, but I'll show you the 2 that I got from this table. The World Famous 9 by Ben Gutterson. This one is by the author of the Winter House series, which I still haven't read, but it's on my list. You know, like 900 books are on my list, but you know. So this one says Xander Olenka's grandmother is the owner of the fabled number 9 Plaza, the spectacular 19-story skyscraper. The 9, as it's called, has everything imaginable, including a massive Ferris wheel on its rooftop, monorail tracks suspended from its ceiling, and 25 glass elevators. But there's something evil looming in the shadows. A strange accident starts befalling the guests. When Xander and his friend Natasha come across a series of inscriptions hidden through the walls of the 9, they discover that the clues will lead them to a magical object which protects the store's very existence. With the future of the 9 on the line, the pair are determined to recover the mysterious object before the luxury plaza and its many guests are destroyed. So this is going to double also as a rescue pick for my friend Andrea. She had, because she had asked for something involving a rescue, and they're going to try to rescue the fate of this building and the guests. The next one from the buy one get one table is The Fairfleet Affair by K.H. Saxton. Here's a good look at the cover. Follow clues, solve puzzles, crack the code, find the missing millionaire. The celebrated museums of Fairfleet Institute are known for curating the mysteries of humanity, but they don't solve mysteries. Luckily, 12-year-old friends Alex Foster and Asha Singh of the A&A Detective Agency do, or they will once they get a real case to test their skills. When Dr. Alistair Fairfleet, the Institute's eccentric chairman, disappears on the first day of Alec and Asha's summer vacation, they receive a letter written by the missing millionaire inviting them to a mystery involving complicated clues and puzzles. It's just the case they've been waiting to tackle. As the kids track down clues, they uncover art forgeries, archaeological crimes, and Fairfleet family secrets. Alex and Asha's partnership is tested, and they are forced to confront the legacies of the people and places they admire most. Tori had also suggested maybe finding a book with a secret identity. I don't know if one of the secrets here is about identity or not, but I couldn't really find a book that like explicitly said it's dealing with hidden identities and stuff, so this is where it's going to kind of cover that. The next book I have is Winterborn, Home for Vengeance and Valor by Allie Carter. She is well known for writing mystery kind of stories. This one says April didn't mean to start the fire. She wasn't the one who broke the vase. April didn't ask to go live in a big creepy mansion with a bunch of orphans who just don't understand that April isn't like them. After all, April's mother is coming back for her someday very soon. Oh. All April has to do is find the clues her mother left inside the massive mansion, but Winterborn House is hiding more than one secret. So April and her friends are going to have to work together to unravel the riddle of a missing heir, a creepy legend, and a mysterious key before the only home they've ever known is lost to them forever. So maybe there could also potentially be a hidden identity in this one. I don't know. But, I mean, it was a game. It was a shopping game. It's not the end of the world if I didn't actually find one with a hidden identity. Up next, we have another book that just kind of called out to me. This is Rare Birds by Jeff Miller. And it was kind of sitting like this, you know, spine out on the shelf. And there were 3 copies. And for some reason, it just like caught my eye. And I picked it up and read the synopsis and it sounded really interesting. So, 11-year-old Graham Dodds is no stranger to hospital waiting rooms. Sometimes he feels like his entire life is one big waiting room, waiting for the next doctor to tell them what's wrong with his mom, waiting to find out what city they're moving to next, waiting to see if they will finally get their miracle, a heart transplant to save his mom's life. Now Graham is stuck in Florida for the summer, waiting once again, but when he meets a girl named Lou, he finds a friend who needs distraction as much as he does. Lou tells Graham about a contest to find the endangered snail kite, which resides in the local Gatorfield swamps. Together they embark on an adventure searching for the rare bird, and along the way, Graham might just find something else himself. So this one might be a bit of a tearjerker, especially if something terrible happens with his mom, but it seems like it would be well worth a read. And the last book is one that I had in mind before I even reached out to my friends. It's a graphic novel that I've been wanting to read for a while. I think I first saw Jade from JD Rereads talking about this one. And the Barnes & Noble website said that they had books 1 and 2 in stock, and then when I went there, they only had 1. So I guess somebody beat me to get number 2. But, you know, that's what things like online shopping is for. If I really love number 1, I can order number 2. This is Lightfall. The author is Tim Probert. Book 1 in Lightfall series, actually, The Girl in the Galdurian. There's a pig wizard in this book, which reminds me so much of... what crap? What brain fart? What series is that making me think of? The Prithian stories, the Gurgi and the pig, and yeah, those ones. So again, here is the cover. In the land of Urpa, an ancient threat awakens, obsessed with plunging the world into eternal darkness. Luckily, chance enlists two unsuspecting heroes to save the day. Deep in the heart of Urpa stands a salty pig's tonics and tinctures, home of the wise pig wizard and his adopted granddaughter Bee. As keepers of the endless flame, they live in quiet and peaceful life, crafting medicines and potions for the people of their once prosperous world. All that changed when Bee meets Cad, a member of the Galdurians, a race thought to be long extinct. Cad believes that if anyone can help him find his missing people, it's the Pig Wizard. But when the two arrive home, the Pig Wizard is nowhere to be found. Fearing for the Pig Wizard's safety, Bee and Cad set out across Urpa to find him while danger fights its way out of the shadows and into the light. Can this reluctant duo get their act together in time to save the world, or has Urpa truly seen its last sunrise? So here's another one that has kind of a rescue in it as well. And again, it is a graphic novel. Let's just do a little like sneaky cheek peek thingy at the at the art style. I meant to say cheeky sneak peek, and what did I say? I don't know. As you can tell, my voice is still not fully recovered. I feel mostly really good. I had a little bit of an earache, and my voice is still kind of scratchy and raw, but I feel like a billion times better than I did last week. So thank goodness for that. And it's been a really lovely little time having this little self-care weekend, and that spa tub was heavenly. Oh my gosh. Oh, that was so amazing. And just to make it like even better, while I was soaking in this spa tub, I read a little bit, but then I couldn't focus because I was holding a special edition of the book and I was afraid I was going to drop it in the water and stuff. So I set the book aside and grabbed the TV remote, and I turned on the TV, and the Office finale, the last two episodes of The Office were on, and so I just got to soak and watch Michael Scott and Dwight Schrute dance at Dwight's wedding, and it was just like, oh, loveliness. So, okay, so that's gonna be it for this video. I'm gonna try to finish up this audiobook and try really hard not to cry. I've already almost cried twice, and I was driving, so that wasn't a good thing. But thank you for joining me on this little adventure, and let me know in the comments below what book you think I should read first out of all of those. And we'll see you in the next one. Have a wonderful, magical, and bookish day. Happy reading. Adios.